Hello, everybody. So, today we are going to do a little more Little Guardsman. Last time, we finally got to the wedding that was the talk of the season, really, as far as I could tell in the game. And let's see here. The wedding, we had encouraged her to go through with marrying the Margov Prelator, whatever the heck she was. I don't even remember at this point. But anyway, yeah, so she was going through with the wedding, and then the goblin that we had arrested earlier broke up the wedding and pointed out that he was her true love, and she decided to go with that. Meanwhile, the prince of the, whatever the pompous place was, they decided to start a war. So, we are now in the second chapter of the game, which, according to my files, is like 67% in, so apparently we don't have to do terribly much more. But let's see what's happening with the war.
The Sprawl, news about the war. On the front lines, our homegrown heroes are holding toe-to-toe against the pungent Petrardians. But back in the barracks, folks from home and away are signing up to do their part. You might even find the odd Petrardian joining our ranks to fight against their own. Go get 'em, soldier. And get 'em once for me. Talk to your local Godshed operator about how you can join the Sprawl Army today. Join the Sprawl Army today.
Well, all right, there we have it.
Any questions?
Well, yeah, I've got a lot of questions.
Did you see my dad? He was there. He looked okay.
No, I meant questions about the new drafting procedure. It was in the weekly update video.
You mean the propaganda video?
You know what propaganda is?
I didn't until I watched that video.
Listen, people are going to come up asking about joining the army. It's your job to decide if they're a good fit, especially considering who else is coming to enlist that day.
I thought my job was to decide who to let pass the gate.
That's also your job. This is wartime. You have to do two things now.
I wish my dad was here. He'd show me how to get out of doing two things.
Up until now, we've tolerated a 2-star average with you, Guardsman. Not anymore. We are dancing on a knife's edge here, so now you have to maintain a 2.5-star average,
Okay.
or it's game over.
I've generally been over 3.5, so I'm not overly concerned about that, I guess.
And if you don't draft the right people, we could lose the war. Also, game over.
Wait, figuratively or literally?
Stakes got a lot
Both.
higher.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm gonna go.
You're just gonna leave after dropping something that heavy on me?
Fine, I'll stay. We can tutorial some more.
Actually, I'm starting to see the appeal of your first plan.
I thought you might. Goodbye, Lil.
Okay. After months of the siege, the Sprawl's resources, namely its food source, have reached a new dangerous low. If a guard discovers any means to improve our dwindling food supply, you will have to contact either myself or Lieutenant Stryker. Failure to contact leadership will be reflected in your star ranking. Ash. Related, any individuals or groups coming from outside the Sprawl who will burden our meager food supply are to be carefully vetted. Like with item 1, the decision to admit anyone who fits this description should be run by either Ash or me, Stryker. Best of luck to those becoming responsible for drafting individuals for service on the front lines. Remember, there's always more than meets the eye, and although it may seem like sending more people to the fray is the right idea, that is not always the case. Stryker. Hey guard, I'm breaking in a new assistant down here in the dungeon. Go easy on him if you get him when you call. Malcolm. Go easy on him if you get him when you call. Is Malcolm feeling okay? All right, 9 crystals. We got 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. Let's load them up. Photoring might actually wind up being useful. You know, secret messages and whatnot. Thoughts or truth spray should be very useful. Some X-ray and yeah, bullwhip I haven't really used much, but I can certainly see it being useful. Let's do it.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is this the place where a fella could sign up to join that war that's going on?
It is. Why? Do you know someone who's looking to sign up?
Sure do, ma'am. His name is Elmer John, and you're looking at him. I'm talking about me, ma'am.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Well, let's find out a little
Now,
more
what's a
about
guy
Elmer
like
John.
you doing wanting to fight in a war like this?
I fight for one thing and one thing only. My one and only love, Glory Ann.
I mean, he seems a fairly honest yokel.
That's very heroic, I guess. This Glory Ann, is she your sweetheart?
She sure is.
And does Glory Ann feel the same way about you?
She sure does. At least, I thought she did.
Well, we're gonna have 6 people today. Thought she did. Let's hear more about this.
Dish the
Then we're gonna call
details,
Stryker.
Elmer. What happened?
Well, you see, ma'am, how it is like... It's like this, you see. It all happened this way it was.
Elmer,
Out with it, man.
faster with the dishing.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It's just all too painful to talk about. We were engaged to be married, and I caught her in the arms of another man, my neighbor Bosco.
Uh-oh. I mean, I believe you.
How dare she?
I know!
So you're heartbroken and running away to war?
Exactly.
Let's see what Stryker thinks. He's kind of in charge of the war effort.
Yes, we need all the help we can get out there. But I can't justify taking any more emotionally conflicted soldiers onto the battlefield. Scan this guy for any evidence that he's got a strong enough stomach for what he's about to get into.
We'll go ahead and draft them and see what that does to my ratings.
You're being sent to the front lines, soldier.
There's no turning back now, Elmer. Oh, Glory Ann, who I caught in the arms of another man. Maybe joining up will make you love me enough so we can spend our lives together. Then I won't have to run off and join the army.
There's a shred of logic in that.
Oh god, how badly is this gonna hit me? It's not even gonna show me.
Ah, it's you again. I remember you, the miserable wretch who saw to me the last time I came to this repulsive, simmering carbuncle of a city.
I remember you too. You're that unpleasant, obnoxious Ebenezer Scrooge knockoff.
Yes, we have met.
Alright, what do you want, dude?
It is my intention to go straight to the bank of the Sprawl and have my substantial monies removed from this sinking barge of a city before the banks are overrun, or worse, sacked. Mr. Dunn just needs to hear my confirmation number, and I will have my fortune sheltered in a more rich, people-friendly nation.
Well, clearly you're not getting in.
You really think the people of the Sprawl are dumb enough to sink their own bank?
Inevitably, people flock to BS at the first real sign of danger.
Can I whip him? Yes, I can.
You'd whip an old man? You are the monster, not I.
What? I never called you a monster.
You didn't? Oh, sorry. So many do. Still, pretty appalling behavior.
I'm gonna call Ash, but I'm assuming she's gonna say don't let him in because we don't want their money to go away.
That miserable old... Ah! He cannot be allowed to take his money out of the bank. If he does, BS will tumble down around us. Stop him! Convince him to reinvest his money in the Sprawl. Be the master interrogator I know you can be.
Maybe if I sent him to jail? Ah, we're just not gonna let him in. That way he can't get his money. That makes sense, right? I just don't like him.
Miserable child. Mr. Dung will be red in the face when he hears about this. But he has his orders. My money will be dissolved from BS and sent to me elsewhere. I hope you remember this day as your precious city burns around you.
Okay, well, 2 stars, not great. Maybe there's a better call to make. Fine, we'll redo it. Maybe I have to call Ash
it's you
first?
again. Yes.
And then when I talk to him, I can...
That miserable old... Stop him!
Alright. Now
It's
we'll
my
try call.
intention to go straight. Mr. Dunn just needs to hear my...
What will happen to the BS without you?
Most likely, BS will fall in one great lump. Perhaps enough people will continue to buy into BS, but as far as I'm concerned, the people here were up to their necks in BS anyway.
We're still talking about the bank, right? You can't let the bank fail. We need that BS money to make sure the city doesn't fall.
Well, you should have thought of that before convincing the princess to turn down that delightful Prince Phineas.
Is there anything I can say to change your mind?
Hmm.
You'll totally save the day if you help the city. They might even throw a parade in your honor.
Parades? Yuck. Peasant fashion shows at best. At worst, jugglers. Ooh.
Damn. Okay, well, that didn't go too well. We're still not going to let him in. I'm sure there's a better way to do this.
Miserable
but I also
child.
don't want to waste all of my...
I hope you
Whatever. We're moving on.
Where is
hello,
he?
you.
Where's that meek little slunk of a man?
I have
Me,
no
Elmer?
idea what you're talking about.
Did a hopelessly heartbroken fella by the name of Elmer John come by this way? Spouting a crazy notion like running off and joining the army?
As a matter of fact, he did.
Oh, Elmer John, what have you done? Tell me, did you allow that fool to throw his life away over nothing?
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell you or not.
I have to know if you sent him off to war, because if you didn't send him, then I'd like you to send me to get as far away from that fool as possible.
I take
Kinda
it
funny
you're
to send them
Glory
both.
Ann.
That's me, Glory Ann.
The same Glory Ann that was caught in the arms of another man?
It's not what it looked like. And if Elmer John had stuck around for more than a second, I could have explained that to him.
And you're sick of these lunk-headed men getting all hot and bothered and making hasty decisions over something that could have been settled by a rational conversation?
Exactly.
It would be really funny since she just wants to get away from him to send her as well.
Even if that fool Elmer John is drafted as well, and he's there waiting for me with his big dumb eyes and his cutie pie dimples, it won't matter. He won't be able to smooth talk his way back into my heart after doing something so stupid like running off and joining the war. At this point, it doesn't matter if you let him in or not. Either way, I've made up my mind.
Okay.
Love that fierce determination. But you really don't want to know if he was drafted? What if he's at home waiting for you with a big old apology banner that says, "I'm a fool, take me back"?
He's run out of apology banners this time. Him and his suspicious mind. Not to mention the wartime measures prohibiting the sale of fabric for such frivolities.
Let's truth sprayer. See if she really wants to join.
It all started when that big loud Bosco from 2 houses over came round like he always does to try to court me again. I explained to him that Elmer John had asked for my hand and that I had said yes. And then Bosco explodes and says he's gonna smash Elmer's head like a jug. So I lunged at Bosco to hold him back. The big brute! That's what Elmer saw, and the next thing I know, he's crying about going off to war.
I feel like putting them both on the front line together is going to be a bad idea.
Now, I'm not doing this because I drafted Elmer John and I'm trying to keep you apart.
I understand.
And I'm not doing this because I didn't draft him and I want you two to be together.
Understood.
I'm doing this because I don't think you fully thought this through. I'm denying your recruitment into the army.
I guess I was acting a little hot under the collar there for a minute. I should go home and talk things over with Elmer and... Wait.
About that.
Now will you tell me? What happened to him? Did he get drafted into the war?
Yes, he's on his way to the front. He won't be waiting for you when you get home.
I just hope there's someone big and strong to back him up out there.
We'll try to make sure there is. Well, hello, you. I guess we don't have to be racist towards goblins anymore. That's kind of cool.
Oh, hello, Lil. Isn't it an absolutely beautiful day? Sun's shining, birds chirping. Why, a gobbo could almost sing about it.
Nice to see you again.
You too.
What do you want, little fella?
I'm just coming from a conference of GLA members from different nations looking to help each other out.
The GLA sounds like it's thriving.
It sure is. We made some major inroads with a sympathetic group of Petrardian miners. They've offered to dig tunnels that will bring food to the Sprawl without anyone knowing.
Ooh.
I hope we can get these plans to Queen Desdemona for her stamp of approval. Then we can get things underway. But those plans are the result of our conference. Without them, I'll have nothing to present to Queen Desdemona. No plans, no tunnel, no food.
Okay. Well,
You should
let you
take
give them
these
to her.
to the queen.
I'm on my way there now.
first, let's make sure he's telling the truth.
I'm a bit worried about my pal Gary. I think the stress of trying to impress his new professor Tyronius has got him down. He's been so reclusive lately, studying late into the night, and I don't know, he's become distant.
All right, who wanted me to food supply? Contact Ash or Striker. We're gonna talk to Ash.
Tunnel plans to increase our dwindling food supplies? Let him in post haste. Let him in. The city's best and brightest will go over the map and construction will begin in no time. We have food! We have food! Well done, child.
Yay! Welcome in, good sir. No hard feelings about me presumably refusing you last time, I hope?
Lil, it is always a pleasure.
Julian, I hope you have a fantastic day.
Do you really mean that?
I sincerely do. Keep up the great work, friend.
Thanks, Lil. You're one of the good ones.
Aw, well that went nicely. There we go, that'll offset that 2-star that I got with the old man.
Hey, Lil. Listen, I wanted to say I know things must be tough for you with Hamish out on the front lines and...
And what? The fact that I have to work a full-time job at age 12?
Yeah, that's gotta be tough.
And the fact that I live alone on top of a dive bar?
Well, you meet some interesting people.
And the fact that my dead mom's still dead?
Oof, yeah, that's pretty rough. Well, if you ever need someone to talk to, you know where to find me.
I'm
That's
actually
nice of
not
you.
sure I do know where to find you.
Oh, well, normally it would be at the barracks, but for the foreseeable future, I'll be running security for Her Majesty Queen Desdemona.
Oh, good for
After
you.
you finished your shift, Her Majesty and the Royal Consort have asked to see you.
What is our thing?
Oh, Cecil. Once again, we dance this dance. You come to escort me to bigger and bigger meetings. I make fun of you. Quite the team we are.
I should have stayed in school.
Was a good idea.
She's meeting with some high-ranking member of the Mages Guild to discuss battle strategy. To be honest, the guild hasn't been very supportive of how Her Majesty has handled things. She was looking for a bit of backup and wanted you specifically.
Well, she can count on me. I hope.
I hope so too. The fate of the Sprawl may rest in your hands.
It always does, Cecil.
Aye.
I'll see you after my shift.
She's a 12-year-old girl. This is so much to be
Great,
putting on her.
thanks, Lil. And if you write your dad, tell him we all wish him well.
I will. I know he'd love to hear it. See you later, Cecil.
A group of black-clad folk approach the shed, weeping and moaning. Oh, the mourners.
You must help us, child.
We have been left without shelter. It's awful.
Scarborough has fallen.
Well, I'm not supposed to let in anybody who's a drain.
Oh, my heart just breaks for the dear Duchess and the people of Scarborough. While our food supplies remain dangerously low, with the tunnel operation unlocked thanks to you, we should just be able to feed everyone, including these refugees. You may let them in. But with groups like this, do make sure criminals aren't infiltrating the Sprawl, hiding in plain sight. It's the oldest spy trick in the book. Throw on a cloak, jump from a certainly fatal height into a hay bale, that kind of thing. If things were different, we'd give you time to interview them individually. But they're not, so do your best, and don't mess up. Ta!
Alright, well, let's x-ray them. Little radiation poison never hurt anybody. Okay, they all look normal enough. Wait, what's that?
What you got there?
This? Oh, it's just a letter. From me aunt.
Mind if I read that? Let's see. La la la, late at night while no one is awake. Blah blah blah. Lower the drawbridge and we will invade. Ba ba ba.
Oh, oh.
Long live Prince Phineas? Care to explain?
All right, I did it. I lowered the bridge and let those...
Bastards?
Right, those bastards. I let them in. It was me. Oh, you sneak.
You are hereby banished from the court of Scarborough.
Prince Phineas was right. Soon the entire Sprawl will fall to the might of the kingdom of Petrard. Oh, go away.
Yay,
Well
now we can let them in.
spotted, Guardian.
Listen, I'm just doing my job.
And that's how you x-ray your way to success.
Excellent line, milady.
But that was... Oh, never mind. Even with that settled, I'm still not sure what to do with these people.
Well done uncovering that horrible spy.
Can we come in and eat now?
I mean, Ash did tell me to let him in. And we got rid of the spy first, so I think we're alright to do so.
Bless you, dear child.
Yes, thanks awfully. As I said, we are incredibly hungry.
There should be enough food for your people. We have a new plan to bring more into the Sprawl.
Regardless, you are a hero in the history of Scarborough. If our lands are ever restored to us.
Did the right thing in a previous turn, you unmasked a traitor, and you were kind to refugees. 4-star. Excellent. One more recruit, I presume? Ah,
Where
seems
do
like a
I
good, strong lad.
enlist?
You're there. Here.
Then what are you waiting for? Sign me up already. The name is Bosco. I heard that lily-livered runt Elmer John came by this way, and I want to catch up with him so I can smash his head like a jug.
That's the problem.
Nice whip.
Thank you.
Did you whip me on purpose?
No, it misfired.
You need a new whip. Or a stronger upper body.
You're telling me.
I feel like sending him and Elmer both is kind of a bad idea.
I want to join the army so I can find my place, my purpose. Glorianne doesn't want me. I have come to terms with that. Maybe in the army I can find some brotherhood, some kinship with other people who maybe have signed up for the same reasons as me. A broken heart and a desire to break heads like jugs.
I mean, I'd like to go back and send Elmer home and send this guy to the front
all
line.
the help we can get out there. But I can't justify taking any more emotionally conflicted souls. If he's gonna get distracted fighting alongside someone he has unrequited feelings for, I'd choose not.
Can I rewind time and redo Elmer? Yes, I want to redo Elmer. I want to send Elmer home. Send this guy to the front line. I think that's going to do us better.
Excuse me, ma'am.
It is.
Sure do.
Yeah. Now, what's a guy
I thought.
that's very heroic and dish the detail?
Well, you.
El,
I'm.
how dare she? So
Egg. I can't believe Glorianne would do me wrong like she done me and be caught in the arm. I guess I could have talked to her about it, but the minute I saw her and that lug Bosco together, I jumped to the first conclusion in my head and left town to do the first thing I thought of doing. Was this the right thing to do? Yes, it's Glorianne that did the wrong thing.
Yeah, go on home, buddy. We want your stronger other half anyway. You'll be happy with him not around anyway.
In good conscience, send you to the front, Elmer. Go home, find Glorianne, and talk to her.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I was making one of those, what do you call it, hasty decisions I always make. I'll go home and see my Glorianne, who I caught in the arms of another man, and I'll make the biggest apology banner anybody ever saw.
What's an apology banner?
It's the easiest way to say you're sorry. So long, ma'am. You take care now. Glorianne.
Okay. Are we just going to jump back to Bosco, or do I have to redo the whole day now?
Ah, it's you again.
I remember.
Yes,
All right, we know what Ash wants to do. Let's ask Stryker. I also haven't talked to Malcolm at all
This
today.
money could really help the city's defenses. But if there was only a way to talk him out of it, there must be a way to...
it is my intent, Mr.
What will happen to the bee?
Most.
We're still. You can't let.
All right, well, we get one more attempt to try to persuade him. Save the day didn't work. Maybe your mother. I can't imagine, other than his little guy, he cares about the goblins.
What would your mother think?
Taking all of our family fortune away and leaving the poor to die in the streets? Mumsy would be so proud.
All right, well, let's try jailing him. See if that helps. Can't take his money if he's in jail.
Miserable child. Mr. Dung will be red in the face. I hope you remember.
One way or another, he took his money, and now our bank is on the verge of collapse. God, I really... I guess Malcolm. He's the only one I can possibly think of that might be able to give us some insight into this guy. Maybe it is the goblins.
It's you again.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the dungeon of Malcolm the Great?
Just read the cards!
Oh, okay. This is the dungeon of Malcolm the Great. May I take a message?
Wait, who is this?
Who is this?
Lil.
Oh, Lil! It's me, Will!
Ah, there we
I
go.
thought so. Listen, there's someone here I think would like to speak with you. Go ahead.
Well, is it really you?
It is, Your Grace.
Wilb, I never thought I'd see you again.
Well, we are on the phone.
How are you? Have you been treated poorly?
No one ever treated me as poorly as you, sir.
I miss you, well...
I miss you too, sir.
Come, run away with me. We can leave this war behind us and start again with all of my money.
Sir, I never cared a jot for your money. I only wanted to be with you.
Oh, Wilb, my heart sings. No matter what happens to me now, I will dedicate my remaining life to you.
What about your remaining money?
I'll donate it to the poor. Just kidding, but I won't take it away with me today.
Good enough.
Okay.
Get in there and reunite with your friend.
There we go. Okay. Finally did the right thing with him. And we're
Where
sending
is
you
he?
home.
I have no...
Oh, well,
Truth spray you.
it all started. That's what Elmer.
I take it you're
That's me.
the same...
It.
And you're sick of these...
Eggs. Even if that fool Elmer John, he won't be able to smooth talk. At this point,
Love that fierce determination.
he's run
All
out
right,
of.
so we're denying her. Sending her back home to be with Elmer. Now we're going to let Bosco join the army, keep those two apart, and we'll have the nice big strong guy on the battlefield.
Now, I'm not doing this because...
I understand.
And I'm not doing this because I didn't.
Understood.
I'm doing this because I don't think you fully thought this through.
I guess I was. Wait. Now?
I didn't send him to the front. I think you'll find he'll be waiting for you when you get home. Big ol' apology banner and all.
Thank goodness.
Right. We made people happy.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Nice to see you.
You too.
So when you
I'm
talk
just
to
coming
him,
from a...
let him keep his
GLA.
plans.
It sure is.
Talk to Ash.
We made some major... I hope we can...
You should take these.
I'm on my way there.
Talk to Ash to find out that we're doing the right thing.
The city's best.
This time I'm not going to use the truth spray because I already know he's telling the truth and just talks about his friends. Let's talk to Stryker. See what she has to say.
Those tunnel plans to increase our food supplies are exactly the city's best and brightest will go over.
In you get, Julian.
Lil, It is always a pleasure.
Julian, I hope you have a fantastic...
Do you really mean?
I sincerely do.
Thanks, Lil.
All right, now we talk to... What's his name? The other guard.
Hey,
And what? The fact that...
yeah, not
And the...
well, yeah.
And the...
Oof.
I'm actually not sure I...
Oh, after you.
Oh, Cess.
She was look.
Well, she can count on...
I hope so too.
It always does, Cecil.
Great, great.
I will. I know he'd like...
All right, now we... Is this the spy? Yep.
You must!
We have. It's.
What you got there?
This?
Mind if I read? Let's see. La la la, lady. Long live? Care to explain?
All right.
Bastard!
Right. Oh, you. Prince. Oh.
All right,
Well
so...
spotted.
Listen, I'm just...
And that's how.
Excellent lie.
But that was... Even with that settled,
Not sure what to do with them, so we'll talk to Ash. She'll tell me to let them in. We'll talk to Stryker. She'll probably tell me to let them in,
Oh, my
and
heart
then
just
we're good to go.
breaks for the dear Duchess and the people of Scarborough. While our food supplies remain dangerously low, with the tunnel operation unlocked thanks to you, we should just be... I spent a summer growing up in Scarborough. What happened there is a crying shame. While our food supplies remain dangerously low, with the tunnel operation unlocked thanks to you, we should just be able to feed everyone, including these refugees. You may let them in.
All right, in you get.
Bless you, dear child.
Yes, thanks awfully.
there should be enough food for your people.
Regardless, you're.
All right. Because I did a previous turn correctly and identified the traitor, we get the 4 stars. And now we can let
Where
us
do
go
I
in.
enlist?
You're there.
Then what are you waiting for? I heard that lily-livered run Elmer John came by.
Any tools I want to use on him? I don't think so. I would just want to let him
You're
enlist.
just the kind of guy we're looking for. But,
Houlihan.
okay, Bosco Houlihan. And last thing, why do you want to smash Elmer's head like a jug?
Because he's a fool.
I mean, yeah, he
I
is.
trust it's common practice to go around smashing people's heads like jugs where you're from?
Only if they're dumb enough to run away from a quality dame like Glory Ann.
Oh, he's a nice guy. Kind of.
So to be clear, you're mad that he ran away from Glory Ann?
Yes.
Because you wouldn't run away from Glory Ann if she wanted you.
Yes. But she's made it clear that she doesn't.
This little drama is wrapping up quite nicely.
It will once I smash Elmer John's head like a jug.
You must have smashed a lot of jugs in your day.
Yes, my father was a jugsmith, and I hated him.
Jugsmith?
It's a real thing. Why are you stalling? Let me through. I want to go join the army so I can...
Smash Elmer's head like a jug. Yeah, I got it.
No. Well, yes, but I want to join the army so I can find my place. My purpose. Glory Ann doesn't want me. I have come to terms with that. Maybe in the army I can find some brotherhood. some kinship with other people who maybe have signed up for the same reasons as me. A broken heart, and a desire to break heads, like jugs.
That was surprisingly deep, Bosco Houlihan.
Thank you. Now let me at that rascal Elmer John, and I'll tear him apart like an old hat.
First it was jugs, now it's old hats.
Right. Welcome to the army, good sir.
Listen, Buster, we need you.
My name is Bosco,
I know.
but...
Listen, Bosco, we need you.
Okay, good. Look out, Elmer John. I'm coming to smash your head like a jug.
Yeah, go get him, if he's there. Honestly, I forget what I did with him.
End of shift. Ooh, full 4 stars. 30 gold. True love conquers all. Way to go, Cupid. We already read all the rest of them, so we're good to go. Oh. Well, only one place I can go. To the war room.
Which is exactly why we must start using them immediately.
The risk is too great.
We need more time to study the long-term repercussions.
A luxury we can ill afford.
Your Majesty, Lil has arrived.
Thank you, Cecil. Lil, thank goodness you're here. I've got a problem.
You have an opportunity, Your Highness.
You know Tyronius Athanatos, I believe.
I've had the pleasure, I guess.
Yes, I remember this little guardsman.
And Dr. B. Have you met Dr. Beatrix von Matterhorn, Lil?
I have. She works at the hole in the ground by the edge of town.
Yes, I mean, it's an archaeological dig site, but yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, she's the one who gave me the chronometer 3000 on my first day.
Ah, so she does have access to power crystal technology. I might have known.
Whoops.
Wait, Lil has had access to power crystal technology this whole time? Maybe it's not as dangerous as we imagined. She seems fine.
We don't know that. It's still too early.
How long can we wait? How many brave soldiers of the Sprawl must give their lives before we use the tools we have available?
Let me fill you in on what's going on here. The Mages Guild feels that if they had access to power crystals, they could hold back the enemy and maybe even win the war outright.
Okay, so why don't they go buy some? I know a guy in an alley. You know what? I'm gonna stop there. It's starting to sound weird.
They want all the crystals. Access to every dig site and existing stockpile in order to amplify their power.
This sounds
The
like a
good
bad
doctor
idea.
could simply give us the blueprints. Or better yet, the working model the child has in her possession. This would allow our research to flourish in no time.
Dr. Beatrix feels that there are too many unknown variables to use it safely on a larger scale.
I mean, we did see a giant demon the one time.
The Mages Guild is and always has been reckless. There's no way I'm handing my research over to you. Not until I see the full effects on my human test guinea pig here.
Yeah. Wait, what?
We both knew what this was.
Well, Lil, you've been using power crystals at the guard shed. What do you think? Are they too dangerous?
Yes.
They are way too dangerous. I use the chronometer 3000 under very specific circumstances. You start manipulating time out there in the everyday world, who knows where it could lead?
Spoken like a scientist. Do you have a master's degree?
How many times do I have to tell you people? I'm 12.
Thank you for your counsel. I always appreciate having multiple opinions when it comes to big decisions. I have made up my mind. Dr. B will continue to oversee Lil's progress with the chronometer 3000, and it will stay out of the hands of the Mages Guild until we can be certain that it is safe to use in this war.
Then at least allow the guild access to the crystal reserve for the sake of the Sprawl's future.
For the time being, the reserve shall remain under my control.
For the time being.
My decision is final, Tyronius. You will find that I am not as easily swayed by you as my father was.
Good for you. Hi, B. There's a giant
I'm
demon.
glad calmer
I
heads
don't remember I told you
prevail.
this.
At least for now.
Why the princess listens to you, I will never understand.
Me
It's
either.
like you're the only two people in the Dead Mums Club. My mother's terrible. That should count for something. Hopefully your words will not sway Desdemona on future matters.
This looks just like the machine at the dig site. Wonder if it's got any good games on it. Hey, buddy.
I'm just here to support my lady love. This choice has been eating her up inside. It's an important decision, and I want to do anything I can to help.
I think she
Good for
made a
you.
good choice. With you, I mean.
Thanks for your insight, Lil. I'm sorry to keep putting you in this position.
There's Fireball Canyon, Kaladar, and of course Petrard, Marvog, and the Sprawl smack dab in the middle.
Hey, you spoke well today, Lil. Wow, rude. I was instructed to tell you to go somewhere and do something, but now I'm not gonna.
Aw. Wait,
Wow, rude.
do I have to redo the whole thing if I go back? I want to find out what he wanted me to do. Oh well. What's done is done, I guess. Let's go to the dungeon.
What I don't understand is why would they have summoned her to a meeting without us there? Where's the fun in that?
Without at least one of us there.
And we all know it should have been me.
You really believe that, don't you?
When it comes down to the serious, important things that affect this kingdom, I think they'd rather take advice from the strategic mind of a ranking military officer, rather than the 2 cents of a goofy, hopped-up lunatic with questionable taste in fashion, or a lousy court jester.
Ouch! We were both in the firing line on that one.
Well, all that being said, you still weren't asked to join said quorum, but she was.
And she is here.
What?
She is here. She's here. She's here. Lil is here. I really have to work on my subtlety.
Ah, Lil, you're here. We heard you got summoned to talk to the Queen and her new choice of partner for some kind of special quorum.
How was it? Was it boring? What kind of boring things did they talk about while you were there? Tell us.
I think if they wanted you to know what they talked about at the meeting, they would have invited you.
She won't tell us anything. She's as useless as you two are.
I take offense to that.
Offense to what? Sorry, I got distracted.
Can I go now?
You're dismissed.
Okay. Well, on to Garby, I guess, and then to bed. Hey, Garby.
Welcome to Garby's Emporium of Wonder. Lil, about time you showed up. I've had every mage in town come by the shop today trying to buy up all the power crystals.
Really? You mean you don't have any left?
I wouldn't have. if I didn't hide a few away for my best customer.
I'm your only
Attaboy.
customer.
You were my only customer, but now that I cornered the mage market, I don't know if I'll be able to keep these crystals in stock. Well, the good ones anyway. The mages didn't seem to have too much interest in the cheapo one. Hey, by the way, before you get to shopping, this blowtorch you sold me with Fossey carved onto it, I've had the hardest time selling it. Maybe you'll want it back. Might come in handy. And I'll sell it to you for just 4 gold.
Sure. I don't know why, but I assume there's a reason it's recommending that I get it. Oh, all right, 80. I've got 6 crystals. I can only buy 2 more. Which means I'm going to be 1 shy tomorrow. I'll take 1 gamble. I didn't use them all today. I don't think I'll use them all tomorrow either, but it's all right. Better to have them and not need them.
Lil, how goes the Battle of the Southern Gate?
Same old. How are things around here holding up?
Great. Business is better than ever. Something about war and the idea of impending doom really gets people out to the bar.
That's good?
You bet it is. If this keeps up, we'll finally be able to get this place up to code.
Then we can get rid of the rats.
We don't have rats. I mean, we do, but technically they have us.
Turns out they own the building and we just rent from them.
But if we make enough money, we can buy out from under them. As far as landlords go, they aren't the worst.
I could do without all the hissing.
Hey, that reminds me. Lil, you got a letter in the mail.
How did that Never mind. A letter? From who?
From Hamish.
A letter from Dad? Gimme!
What's
hey,
up, Dad?
Sweet Pea. How's everything back home? I'm doing okay here. I've gotten to know a lot of the guys. Then when they don't come back from battle, I get the chance to get to know a few more. I miss you. I know you might be scared right now, but don't be. It'll take tougher stuff than this little war to do in your old dad. Please let me know that you're all right, or even if you're not. I need to hear how you're doing.
Aw.
I love you, Lil. Dad.
Love you too, Dad. But what should I write back to him? If I tell him things are tough here, he might worry and get distracted in battle. But if I tell him I'm doing well, he might feel like I don't need him and then get distracted in battle. He's easily distracted. Oh boy, neither answer seems right.
Are you talking to me?
No.
I think it's better to not worry the soldier on the lines. We're going to be positive. Lil will write a letter that suggests everything is going great in order to make her father feel better. Are you sure? Yeah. I think it's the better choice. Shit, I don't know.
There, that should do it. Hey Arda, mind making sure this gets to where it needs to go?
Sure thing, Lil.
Alright, who else have we got around to talk to? Kind of surprised I didn't get to see the old man and his little goblin pal. That's my friend.
Shh, Lil, I'm being discreet. Isla bet me 5 gold that I couldn't steal a bottle of fizzy when Arda's distracted.
How are you planning to do that?
I figure if I wait long enough, one of the rats will bite her and she'll freak out and maybe run around a bit.
Solid plan.
Who are you again? I don't remember you.
Well, if it isn't my old pal Lil.
Oh, so now you remember me.
Always did, kiddo. Just had to play it cool while at my legitimate place of business. My former legitimate place of business, that is.
Oh no, what happened?
Tough to say, kid. Could have been any number of things. Changing management, downsizing on account of the war.
It was probably the illegal gambling operation you were running out of the concession stand.
Tough to say, kid. Regardless, I'm here on official bookie business. I've come to collect a debt from Hamish.
Sounds about right. How much does he owe you?
30 gold, and I've got the marker to prove it.
Sorry, I don't have that kind of money on me. Either come back tomorrow and I'll see if I have the money, or wait for Hamish to come back from the war.
Both those options sound lousy. Tell you what, let's forget the debt altogether. But tell Hamish I ain't taking any more of his markers. See you around.
We're all thinking of your dad, Lil.
Right, off to bed.
I think I've done everything I need to do, but are you sure you're ready to hit the hay?
All right, let's get the summary, and then we're going to call it a day as well. Reunited with his darling whelp, Grumpkin T. Dankworth was a changed man. Together the two traveled through Kaladar, sailed Lake Inez, and summered in Fireball Canyon. He laughed as he had never laughed all his days, and the nights were filled with music and food and wine, music and love. They ran holding hands through fields of flowers. On one such sprint, Grumpkin clutched at his chest, his heart had overflowed. More accurately, he suffered a massive heart attack. Try as he might to revive his former master and now true love, Whelp was unable to resuscitate the old man. A simple funeral was held, and the widower Whelp counted himself lucky to have ever had such a love as this. As for his substantial riches, they were held by Mr. Dong, head of BS, until such time as Mr. Dankworth's will was read. The old man had donated the entirety of his fortune to the GLA. A small flower garden was built in honor outside of their headquarters. Alright then. Thanks to his timely arrival back in the Sprawl, Julian was able to prepare a lavish birthday party for his best friend Gary. Every goblin, troll, halfling, cyclops, and mole person who was anyone was there. It was a bright spot in what had otherwise been a dark few months for the Sprawl. As a birthday present, Julian gave Gary a pure, unrefined power crystal that he received from the visiting miners. The glint of its unearthly glow reflected in Gary's eyes as he inserted the powerful crystal into his practice wand. He thanked Julian profusely for his most precious present. It never left his sight from that day on. The next day, Julian presented the plans he was carrying to the city council. These plans detailed an extensive tunnel system that would to be dug underneath the walls of the Sprawl, which would allow food to be secretly and safely moved into the Sprawl right under the enemy's nose. After a short period of deliberation, the council realized just how hungry they all were and unanimously approved the plan. Someone will be arriving to start the digging tunnel system soon, but it's all on the up and pretty hush-hush. The Chief Scarborough. With new plans for bringing food into the city, working their way through the bureaucracy of the Sprawl, there were enough rations for the refugees from Scarborough to eat, and space was made for them at the refugee camp springing up down at the docks. The Duchess was not impressed by her new surroundings, but to be honest, she's a very difficult person to please. Swift justice was visited upon the traitor who lowered the drawbridge of Castle Scarborough in the middle of the night, allowing the enemy to enter and take control of the duchy. The villain was hanged in the town square. Brutal? Certainly, but this is war and it's better to be safe than sorry. Plus, it made a fine day's entertainment as there are no video games in this Sprawl to keep people amused. All right. What? We won. The garrison stationed at the Sprawl secret western food depot successfully repelled the invading Petrardian forces. The Sprawl's reserve food stores were safe from the enemy's greedy hands and empty stomachs. Bosco's repressed feelings and lifetime of compensating at the gym led him to fight impressively on the battlefield, inspiring all around him. Elmer went home and talked things over with Glory Ann. They called the engagement back on and got married soon after. All right, well, it looks like everything worked out. We survived another day. And on that note, folks, I do believe we're going to call it a day. I don't know why I was sticking away from this for a while. Kind of had other things to play, but definitely I'm glad to have it back. It's a good game. I feel like we're making some decent progress through it. Yeah, expect to see more of this in the coming future soon. If you haven't already, if you're watching this on Kick, please drop me a follow. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, thanks so much for sticking around. A subscribe would be great so you know when I'm uploading more videos. If you watch me over on kick.com/casuallydrew, you'll see whenever I go live. Or, of course, the subscription here will let you know when I upload the VODs. Meanwhile, until next time, I'd like to say, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great rest of your day.